Welcome to the Takeover Tour recap here on the PWHL podcast, and our first stop to Denver. What a game we had! A real treat we had between the two expansion sisters, as they're being sort of nicknamed. I'm not sure how I feel about that. Vancouver, Seattle go head to head. Can you believe these two sides have not met each other since the opening night of the season back on November 21st? That is crazy. I mean, both expansion teams have been making the stops around various, the upper and local 6 markets. I think Seattle's only just got Newark to visit, but they're not going to be able to do that until next season because of all the takeover and neutral site games that they've been on. So Seattle's just got Newark to do, and Vancouver's yet to go and visit Seattle, but they've managed to make their way around the rest of the inaugural 6. We've been to Seattle, and we've had our first road game against Vancouver. Of course, that was a Takeover Tour game. I believe we have got a game in Pacific Coliseum before the end of the regular season. But Seattle have come to see us, and of course on Wednesday, because recording is the day after the Takeover Tour game, on Wednesday Vancouver come to see us, and that means we'll have seen everybody at least once this season by the Olympic break, which of course will start on Thursday. Can you believe it? Wow. So a thrilling game, and I knew Denver was gonna be proud. I mean, a lot of the American cities like Detroit, Chicago, Dallas, they have not really lived up to the expectations that were expected of them. So I just knew that Denver was going to come to the rescue. Washington did that, of course, last week in the East, but really the West, and particularly the Central West Coast, is where it really matters right now to get those markets that are close to Minnesota, which really help us in the long haul. Now, of course, Chicago has got a second chance coming up on the 25th of March, but you don't really want to rely on that second chance. You really want to make a good impression the first time round, and they didn't really do that back in December. That really impressed the crowd. 11,612 was the official attendance, and I'd say, me personally, we were all quite pleased by that, because obviously we knew the week after the Washington game, we knew that the NFL was going on. And the Denver Broncos were going to have a home game there. A lot of people online were trying to say, stir up the ruckus, cause trouble, and of course I was having none of that bullshit. So in fact, if you have seen my Twitter, I did post a little fiery response back. I did go full on Will and Grace, told you so, told you so. Had it ready to go and post that after the game. I'd finished, so yeah, really pleased with myself with that. I knew Denver was good. Of course, yes, they also shouted, "We want a team" several times, and then we shouted back, "Give Denver a team," because obviously when we go to Denver, because we're going to be in Denver for the next one. We are wondering, do we join in the chant? Do we not join the chant? Because technically we've already got a team, so we've actually now got our own chant that we're gonna do. I think the plan is when the attendance goes up on the screen, I'm gonna hit record on my phone, and Player Lady are gonna scream, "Give Denver a team! Give Denver a team!" And we're gonna post that will hopefully then start the We Want a Team chant, and then we're gonna post that on my Insta. So we've already got our battle plans drawn for March 15, and I think I also now need to learn the Blink 182 song, because they did the sing along to that. Do you remember a few years ago when the Avalanche had that run to the Stanley Cup final and won, and they had that song blare every Avalanche home game? They did it towards the end of this game, and that got me thinking, do I need to learn that? So I'm going to print the lyrics off of that, put in my binder. I'll have it with us. Hopefully I've learned it beforehand. If not, don't stone me, Bernie. Okay? I'm doing my best. Yeah, so we just knew that so what? There's an NFL game going on. So what? 11,000 people showed up. I mean, it happened this time last year. I mean, this time last year, when it was us hosting the Big 12, there was a Broncos game going on, yet we still got 14,000 people. So I don't know what the fuss is about. Plus, the Broncos lost. Just in case anyone's wondering, the Broncos lost. So it's going to be... I don't follow AFL, but I do know who is going to be in it this year. It's the New England Patriots and the Seattle Seahawks is who's going to be at the Super Bowl this year in San Jose. So, yeah, I know. Don't start. No, I will not be watching. No, I've learned my mistake from last year. Just because you've got associations doesn't mean you have to watch it. I learned that mistake from last year. Anyway, we're going to get straight to the recap show, because that's what we're all here for. Yeah, such a brilliant game. We'll talk more about the thoughts of it and obviously what's going to happen next. Because it's a bit weird, you know, with the fact the next Takeover Tour game is the exact same stop with just bidding. So it's a bit kind of weird. But hey, let's get straight into it, shall we? So, a thrilling game to watch, especially after we got a great result over New York, which was really needed. Anyway, so Golden Eyes edge Torrent 3-1 in second matchup between PWHL expansion teams. The Vancouver Golden Eyes have back-to-back wins for just the second time this season, jumping from a last place tie, I should say, to... Let me just double check these, because we all know what these articles are like. They always don't proofread. I will double confirm that. Yes, to a 5th place. Yeah, so I had to double check that, because obviously there's ties and all that with points, so I had to double check that. Yeah, to a 5th place tie with Ottawa in the PHL standings, with their 3-1 win over the Seattle Torrent in the PHL Takeover Tour, presented by Woody Creek Distillers, and an enthusiastic crowd of 11,612 fans turned out to the league's second game at Ball Arena to cheer on the two expansion teams facing each other for the second time this season in a busy day for local sports, including the Denver Broncos playing across the river in the AFC Championship, which of course they did lose to the Patriots. I don't know what the scores were. All I knew was who the bands. I don't know what the scores were. I do not follow football, but I do know. The problem with men's sports leagues, you don't follow them because they've been so well established. You do know what's going on about them. So even though I don't get involved with football, I do always every year know what happens to the Super Bowl because it's always big talk in the news the next day. Yeah, but the Broncos lost that. Vancouver has come out on top in both matchups after taking the win in overtime in their inaugural game on November 21st at Pacific Coliseum. With just 5 seconds left in the first period, Vancouver's Jen Gardner opened the scoring with an unassisted goal. Kicked back to her off the face-off. Jessie Eldridge evens the game for Seattle with her breakaway at 13:40 snapshot goal in the second period. Izzy Daniel gave the Golden Eyes the lead for good with her second consecutive game-winning goal 6:23 into the third, with Michelle Carpenter adding insurance for Vancouver with a rebound goal at 13:42. As Mashmeyer turned away 33 out of 34 shots, including a 15-shot push by Seattle in the third period to record her fourth win of the season, while Hannah Murphy made 28 saves in her third consecutive loss. This was a really thrilling game, and it kind of felt. I mean, that goal Banker got in the first period. I mean, we were all three was like, oh, Plur point out, oh, that was a bad goal for Seattle to give up, because that period it felt like it should be a 0-0 period, and I think this game really should have gone overtime. Both sides, despite where both Banker and Seattle are in the standings right now, guys. Both these sides didn't look like expansion teams. They looked like really competitive rosters, and it's going to be so exciting to see what's going to happen to them in, say, 2 to 3 years' time from now, and we see where they go from where they started this season. They're definitely going to find their way. It's just obviously expansion. You always have those struggles. But it just felt like a really... So even though this game didn't go beyond regulation, it kind of felt like it should. It kind of felt like both sides kind of deserved something out of it. But Seattle, no matter how many times they pushed, they just could not fire away. It was... You have to feel for them, you really do. Yeah, it was a thrilling game. So let's get to the quotes. We're going to start with Vancouver. We begin with Vancouver forward Izzy Daniel on her recent scoring success. My teammates are putting me in a good position. On tonight's goal, Edmina made a great play to me, and I was just standing back door and put it in. So I think it's a collective team effort, and just the one on the receiving end of the goals. Right now, it's all credit to my teammates and my coaches for putting me in a good spot. Next up, let's go head coach Brian Adarski building momentum following his team's first period penalty kill. I thought we did a great job early getting pucks deep in behind there and trying to use our speed and forechecking them when we're going. Sorry, when we're doing that, we're creating a lot of chances. We didn't cash in on some of those chances early, but when we play the right way and we simplify our game, it's amazing how strong we'll play as a group. Next up to Seattle, we're going to hear from head coach Steve O'Rourke on his overall thoughts on the game. I thought the first period, it didn't have a great flow to it. After that, though, I thought we had more emotion in the second period and got rolling. I like the way we played in the second and even in the third. We had some good chances. Our face-offs are a strength, and for the first time tonight, I thought we missed some assignments, and then we were playing catch-up in the last little bit. But we had some chances. I liked a lot of our games, but there are little details that you always have to sharpen with how tight this league is. I'm going to move on to Torrent forward Daniel Sadakny, who reflects on her line's performance. I think our line did a great job of entering with possession. We were able to create some chances off the rush, which I thought was great to continue getting pucks to the net. Hockey is sometimes a little bit unlucky, and I thought that was kind of the way it went for us today, but I thought we had great chances cause some chaos at the crease, and I'm looking forward to building off of that. Okay, go on to the netballs now. So Vancouver has had their most productive offensive stretch in team history, with 8 goals in the last 2 games, and tied their most efficient 2-game defensive stretch, allowing just 1 goal against. Goal lines are 2-0-1-1 after 4 of 5 PWHL Takeover Tour games of season, while the Torrent are 0-1-0-2 in 3 of their 4 Takeover Tour games. Yeah, so both these teams now just got 1 more Takeover Tour game left each. Seattle will be with, as I mentioned, that second chance saloon match for Allstate Arena in Chicago against the Sirens, and then for the Golden Eyes, they will close the tour in Edmonton, hosting Boston. Yeah, so it's kind of funny how we are now sort of in that now home stretch of the tour, and yet we get it feels like it's just really got into the stride now, and we're now hitting that final stretch. And of course, when we get to that final stretch, there's only 2 first timers left that tour to go: Calgary and Winnipeg. Winnipeg will be the week we come back from Minneapolis, and then Calgary is the 1st of April, so the run up to Easter week. Yeah, and then you got the return trips in Edmonton, Chicago, Detroit. So just 1 more game left on the Takeover Tour for both these sides to go. This was the first Takeover Tour game of the season to be decided by multiple goals, with each of the first 9 decided by 1 goal, including 5 beyond regulation. Yeah, this has been quite a story for the first half of the tour about how, these stops, you're seeing really competitive hockey, you're seeing 1 goal decided, and we kind of thought, is this going to be a trend that goes all the way through to April 7th? But clearly not. That trend has now been snapped by Vancouver. Although Seattle did really try to push back. Yeah, so we'll see if any other games on this tour go beyond have multiple goals, or is it going to be back to that? We saw the first 9, but yeah. But still, despite being a multi-goal win, it actually was still a very tight running game that could have gone either way. So that scoreline, it really doesn't tell the story, actually, at all. So the PWHL returned to Denver Sport Arena for the second time after welcoming 14,000 and 18,000 last season. Previously, the US attendance record with Minnesota overtaking Montreal 4-2 on January 12, 2025. Smash Meyer has allowed 1 or fewer goals in 3 games this season, and has made 30 or more saves in 4. The Canadian netminer is sharpening for her second Olympics, recording her has recorded her second best save percentage of the season at 0.971, following her lone shutout on December 8th. The Bruderheim goaltender's 19th career win brought her into a tie with Seattle's Corinne Schroeder for 5th in the league all time. Jen Gardner moved into second on the team in scoring with her 3rd goal, 5th assist, and 8th point of the season. The forward is the only player to have a goal in back-to-back Denver Takeover Tour games, scoring and being named second star last season for Montreal as the Canadian prepares to represent her country at her first Olympics. Momentum is on her side with points in consecutive games for the second time this season and the first time in 2026. Izzy Daniel reached the back of the net for the fourth time this season with her third game winner and third goal in Takeover Tour games. The second year forward has points in back-to-back games for the first time in her career with 2 straight game winning goals and has doubled her rookie goal total set last season with Toronto. Michelle Carmen scored her second goal of the season and has points in consecutive games for the second time in her first PWHL season. The forward has 5 points on the season with just 1 goal noise game remaining before she represents Finland at her 5th Olympics. Jessie Elbridge reached the back of the net for the 4th time this season and has goals in back-to-back games for the first time as a member of the Torrent. She now has 6 points in 4 games, her most productive stretch so far this season. Sarah Nurse notched her first assist of the season on Carbonen's goal and now has points in 4 consecutive games for the 4th time in her career. The stretch is 1 game away from the longest streak of the Canadian's career, and currently she ties her for the 2nd longest active stretch in the league. Hannah Miller's 5th assist of the season comes as the primary helper on Daniel's 3rd period goal, breaking a 4-game scoring drought, her longest of the season. Teresa Vanisova tallied the primary helper on Carbonen's goal, her team leading 7th of the season. The Czech Olympian also recorded points in consecutive games for the first time as a member of the Golden Eyes. Gia Gosling extended her team scoring lead with her 6th assist and 12th point of the season, notching a primary helper. The soon-to-be Canadian Olympian continues her breakout season with points in 4 consecutive games, for the first time in her career, tying her for the 2nd longest active streak in the league. Anna Wilgren snapped a 4-game scoring drought with her 4th assist of the season and the lead among Seattle defenders in 13 games. The former Montreal Victoire is now just 2 helpers away from her rookie season high of 6 across 30 games. Hannah Murphy started her 6th game between the Pikes and is the only rookie in the league to play in more than 3 games this season after securing the win and not allowing more than 1 goal in each of her first 3 games. The Canadian netminder has 3 straight losses, allowing 3 or more goals in each. Hannah Bilker and Michaela Grant-Mentis both recorded game-high 6 shots on goal. It's a season high total for both players, with Grant Rentis reaching the total twice. And finally, Anita Terrova missed her second straight game and is listed day-to-day with a lower body injury. And these are the 3 stars of the game. So the third star, Jesse Elridge from Seattle. Second star, Michelle Carter from Vancouver. And the first star, Izzy Daniel from Vancouver. Okay, schedules for Seattle, Wednesday, January 28th at Ottawa at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. Vancouver, Wednesday, January 28th at Minnesota, 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Pacific. It's a late start in Minnesota. We're not too sure why. This is definitely the latest time that we've ever seen a game for the Frost in Minnesota, whether that's been at Grand Casino Arena or the M3 Arena back in the April season. It's a late start for us three. That is, in case you're wondering, that is 2 a.m. here in Manchester, England. But we're going to handle it like we always do. Because this Wednesday is a biggie. It's the first time that all 8 teams are playing on the exact same game. Of course, it's the last game before the Olympics. The other 2 games on that card are the Scepters at Victoire and Sirens at the Fleet. So that is a busy night for the league. As of course, January 28th is when the league will shut down. We'll have its last slate of games before we shut down the next day for the start of the Olympic break, which will go on until February the 25th. So there you go. So what a thrilling game for Denver. I had no doubts that Denver was going to pull a good show, and they did. I mean, really great work. I mean, obviously the league couldn't control the fact that obviously there was a championship game in the AFL going at the same time. They couldn't do anything about that. At all, just out of their hands there. But to still get a I remember last year, we did last year's recap. I remember saying that, because obviously I found out afterwards that was a game Broncos going on at the time. I remember saying afterwards, I remember saying on the show, I remember saying, okay, if the attendance was quite low, I would have understood that, nothing's really going to beat a football match. I know. Yeah, we'll go. But yeah, we still had 14,000 people showed up to see the Victoire and Frost play, so that was really good. And given how close Denver is to Minnesota, is another reason why us three are really trying to bang the drum to get Denver in the league, because we want more teams closer to Minnesota. That's why we're so disappointed with Chicago, because Chicago is perfect. It's literally next door. So, but yeah, and I think they've lost it. I think even if they put on a good show in March, I don't think they're going to get it, because Washington is pretty much a lock, Halifax is pretty much a lock, Denver's pretty much a lock, and I don't see this league wanting to do 3 Americans, 1 Canadian. I don't see them doing it. So, yeah, but I was really pissed off, and I'm really pleased, to see that we got more than 10,000 people attending that game. Because I thought there probably were some people who were at that Broncos game who wanted to come to this game, but they just couldn't make it work, because obviously, it would have been a tight stretch to have got from wherever the Broncos play over to Ball Arena. When the attendance wasn't ours, me personally, we all collectively agreed that's a good result. That's a really decent showing, and we're pleased with that, despite the fact, we're kind of maybe a little tiny bit more, but really good, really pleased with that. But really happy with that attendance. A really great crowd, really engaged with it. Both sides got a lot of love, which is really great to see. And what a treat! I mean, how often? I mean, that's 2 Takeover Tour games this season where we had 2 big moments. Like Chicago was a World Cup Finals rematch, and this one in Denver, which happened the weekend, is a matchup between the 2 expansion teams. That's something you're not going to get to say often so another great first there for Denver, being able to say that they've welcomed the 2 expansion teams in their inaugural season. And who knows, maybe this next year, Denver could be an expansion team too, and going through this exact same process in somewhere else on the Takeover Tour. Who knows? You just don't know. You do not know. Yeah, but we all want Denver. We want Denver this week. And I think Denver's proven, that they can do it. I mean, the fact they got a really decent crowd yesterday, despite an AFL Championship game going on literally down the river. That is something really pleased with. Yes, it's a tiny drop compared to last year, but I think last year's game was just a regular game. It was just like a standard. I don't think there was that much impact in it, whereas this one was to decide who's going to go to the Super Bowl in Zaza in, I think it's 2 weeks' time, 1 week's time. I don't know. I don't follow football. So those of you who do, you will know if it's a week from today or if it's 2 weeks from today. You guys will know better than me. Okay, like I know PWHL better than someone else who doesn't. So yeah, okay, there you go. No, I'm not going to get involved. I'm going to stay well with it. Plus, I've got Winter Limits coming up, so anyway. Yeah, so I was really pleased with that, and just amazing atmosphere from Denver as a whole, and they just stepped it up again. Amazing, just really well. And it's not going to be long until we're back there again, because obviously the next stop on this tour is... So I'm not going to do the traditional style that I've been doing for the first 9, because it feels a bit wrong saying, thank you Denver, next stop, Denver. It feels a bit weird doing that, so I won't do that. What I will tell you is what the plan is for how us three are going to cover that game when we come back. As you guys know by now, we are going to be at Denver for that game between our Frost and the Sirens on March 15th. And you're not going to believe this, but this, supposedly, last week, we had... Yes, I'm telling them. So the trio are here with me because after we've done this, we're going to do some good luck messages for our Frost players from Milan. So we're going to they're in the gallery, and when we're done, they're going to come on. We're going to do that. That's what they are. Yeah. Last week, the nominations for this year's Oscars came out, and we're very, very happy with K-pop getting 2 big nominations. K-pop Dean Hunters has been nominated for Best Original Song with Golden, which I think is going to win hands down, especially as the 2 original songs that were written for Wicked are not nominated. And K-pop Dean Hunters is also nominated in the Best Animated Feature Film category. Now, I'm not too confident it's going to win that because Zootopia 2 is also in that category. Yeah, that's... I remember saying to the lady last week, if Zootopia 2 was not in that category, then I think K-pop walks it. But because Zootopia 2 was so successful, really funny, very fruity as well, with the whole dick pic thing. Oh my god. I don't think ever in my life have I laughed out loud so hard in a cinema. And of course, I had to really try and stop myself a lot because obviously there's also children present. They're not going to get that reference. It was... Oh, God. I would love that to get on Disney Plus before our trip, but I'm not sure it will. We'll see. Yeah. So I'm very confident that K-pop is going to walk the Best Song category. I'm just not sure about Best Animated Feature. If Zootopia 2 is not in that category, I would say, yes, they're going to do the double. But we will see. We'll see. Keeping paws crossed, but we'll see. I wouldn't be surprised if Zootopia wins that over K-pop. Wouldn't be too surprised. Yeah. So Oscar nominations came out last week, and we found out that the day of the ceremony is the same day as this Takeover Tour game in Denver! Oh my god! So we're actually going to be in America on the same day as the Oscars. Which is kind of good, because it means we don't have to do the late night here in the UK, which is good. Which we did last year, which was very exhausting. It was quite a drag watching last year's ceremony. It was such a drag. But as you guys know by now, we are going to be at that game in Denver as part of our trip for the 3-game homestand the Frost have got in March, which is very, very exciting. So there will still be a recap for that game, but it will be after we are... It's going to be the first thing that we record when we get back from the trip. And it's going to be done a little bit differently. For one, Plur and Lady are going to come on. They're going to come on with me. We're going to do the recap. We're also going to give, as well as recapping the game, we're also going to give you our thoughts on the game as well as a whole. So let's do the recap. We'll do the quotes. We probably won't do the notables. And what we want to do is we'll do our own thoughts on this game as a whole. And we're also going to do another episode about what it was like being in Denver. We've got a lot of plans for what we want to do with regards to the trip. We cap the trip after we come back. So the next week Takeover Tour recap is going to be a little bit differently, but it's to reflect the fact that we actually were there in person, in IRL, as the Ubes say. Okay, so but yeah, so that's what we're going to do. So it's going to be a recap where you'll get me doing the recap as normal, quotes as normal, and then you will have us three giving our thoughts of what the game was like and what it was like being there. That's how we're going to do the next Takeover Tour recap. It feels a bit strange. Obviously, you have these two games, Denver, sandwiched between the Olympic break. But hey, I mean, you can't really do about that, can you? Yeah, and I do believe that after this next game in Denver, we will have crossed over the line in terms of tour attendance. I've been jotting down to take the attendances for all Takeover Tour games, and I'm posting them on my socials after each quarter. I've also been jotting them down to add more together to see attendance. And currently, as we hit what's called like the 75% mark of this tour done, it's more 60. Sorry. Okay, as we kind of hit the sort of 60% mark of this tour being done, we currently have seen a total of more than 116,000 people attend one of these 10 games. Now, last year the total was roughly 123,000 across 9 stops, so we've already exceeded, so we are almost there. So, at this next game in Denver, all they need to do is hit 10,000 and then, ba-bum, done. It's going to happen. With still 6 games to spare, we're going to easily cross over that total attendance from last year. Which, I'm honest with you guys, going into Hamilton, I wasn't convinced we were going to do that because, we had Chicago and Dallas let us down. Detroit let us down. They didn't get above 10,000 like they normally do. So when we got to the start of this kind of year, which of course the first one of those was Hamilton, I was thinking, we might not cross over the field. We might not get more than we got last year. But no, complete opposite of that. I should have more faith in it. You think I've learned by now? We are. So by the time we have the next Takeover Tour game, we will have crossed over. We have gone past last year's total attendance. Takeover game as a whole, so that's going to be really exciting. So the next Takeover Tour game recap will be done a little bit differently, and then after that, so that'll be Winnipeg. We'll then get back to normal services. It's just you might have to bear with in terms of the release schedule, because obviously jet lag is gonna kick in. Jet lag will kick in. We've got a lot of stuff we want to do post trip, so just bear in mind because I know the week we get back there's 3 Takeover Tour games. There's basically you've got Winnipeg, then Chicago, then Detroit. So bear with me if they don't get released literally straight after, as we have been trying to do so far. So just bear with me on that if that be the case. So we're really looking forward to next one. It's gonna be so exciting, being there in person. I mean, I think we'd be going to Denver, literally 1 year after they hosted the last time the Frost were there, which was, it's so exciting. Well, the Takeover Tour is one of my favourite things of this league, and I loved it last year and kind of thought, that's definitely another thing I want to do with this league, attend a Takeover Tour game. But didn't think I would be doing it literally this time next year. But I thought that might be maybe 2 or 3 years down the line, But yeah. So, okay, so as you guys should know by now, we are going to be heading out there to Denver. To the Avalanche organisation, is there anything I can do between now and when we fly out on March 12th to help you promote this game? Please do get in touch. Do that either. No, do that by my Outlook. I'll give you guys my Outlook. I won't do that now because this. Yeah, I'll. You know what? Right, do you know what I'll do an email to the Avalanche organisation, ask them if there's anything I can maybe do to try and help promote this game coming up, because obviously we want to have a really good crowd on hand. Because I think if both these games in Denver can have good attendances, then that might really help the league show the league that, okay, this is a serious market. Yeah. So then I'm going to do that after I'm about to do that maybe tomorrow, or no, tell you what, I'll do that Thursday. Let's focus, because obviously we still got games until Wednesday. So yeah, so on Thursday I might do a little email to the Avalanche organisation just saying, you know, if there's anything I can do to help, you know, help out, then do get in touch. Because obviously, as you guys know, I'm an advocate of this league. I want to do everything I can to help this league grow, whatever way possible. So yeah, but we are just really looking forward to that. Can't believe it's like now 7 weeks to go now until we fly out. It's because Melodifestivalen, which is Sweden's Eurovision national final, that starts this week, and that is a 6-week show. It's normally February it starts, but not this time. That is normally a 6-week show, and the final is the 7th of March, so it's the week before we go. So oh my god, 7 weeks now we're out there. That is going to fly by, because obviously we've got Olympics starting next week for me, and of course that's 3 weeks focused on that, and then yeah, it will not be too long. Ooh, we're almost there. So excited. And really looking forward to get out to Denver. Obviously, never in a million years did I think I'd ever go to Denver. Never in a million years. But I'm really looking forward to it. And obviously, when we go out there, we are basically going to be acting as representatives for this league. So if we've got any locals in Denver who are coming to that game and you're not too familiar with this league, come and find us. We're going to be in section 122. Okay, come and find us, ask us questions, and we can help you out, because obviously we want to make sure that everybody who is interested in this league is well informed as they possibly can. So yeah, so if anybody who's coming to that game and you live in Denver, you don't know anything about PWHL, be well informed, come and find us in block 122, and we will basically, you know, do our best to answer any questions you got. But we can't wait to get there. So How do I sign off now? Because obviously I can't do the sign off because we're technically still going to be in Denver. Okay, right, thanks, but right, we got it. Right, we're going to do it. Right, I'm going to do it. Okay, so for this game that we had, thank you, Denver, and we'll see you in person on March 15 when our Minnesota Frost will be taking on the New York Sirens. We cannot wait.